Good morning, camera. This is going to be another one of those unscripted vlogs. So my dorm complex has this dining hall in the center of it, and there's an omelet bar in the dining hall which makes delicious omelets every single day. Now these are like gourmet, made-to-order delicious omelets for very, very cheap compared to most other restaurants. It's really actually amazing what they can do with this. So there's this guy who works at the omelet bar, and his name is Steve, and everybody seems to love Steve. Steve is just this charismatic worker. He's a really, really good. He's devoted to his job, apparently. He's always there in the mornings besides the weekends. So there's this thing, though, that Steve does that I just cannot. If there's a big enough line, Steve will find people whom he's talked to before or whom he just likes, and he will pull them out of line and put them to the front of the line. I frequent this omelet bar very, very often. Like, every other day I will go and get one of their delicious omelets. He knows me. Most of the people there know me. But I'm still one of those people who actually has to wait in line. And it's just really annoying to see an already long line and then to realize that 5 or 6 people are going to go in front of me just because they know the person who's making the omelets. And it's, like, done behind, like, closed doors sort of thing. I don't think anybody, like, official knows about it. He just kind of, like, goes out and picks, like, you, come here. And then they get whatever they want on their omelet. It's just really annoying to me. It's funny, actually, if I wanted to, I could cut in line myself because of this crazy story that happened to me not too long ago. Basically, it starts out, there's this guy who works at that omelet bar. Actually, I don't think he works there anymore. Anyway, this guy who worked at this omelet bar, he was this large, greasy person. He had greasy hair. He looked disgusting all the time. Ugh, Lord. Okay, I'm gonna explain to you how they make omelets in this omelet bar. You go in, and they pour a little bit of oil into the pan, just a little bit of oil. And then they ask you what ingredients you want, and then you tell them your ingredients, and then they put the ingredients in, and then they put the egg in, and then they fold the omelet. Now this guy, he would put about 3 times as much oil into the pan as you would ever want to see in an omelet. And then he would put the ingredients in, and then he would put more oil into it, into this ingredient mixture. Then he would take the eggs and put those in, and then he would put more oil into the egg mixture. Then when the egg started to cook, he put the cheese on, and then he would fold the omelet and pour more oil into the pan, and then just sort of mop it up with the now disgusting oily omelet. It was just so disgusting. Now, funny story, the first time I got an omelet from this guy, I stabbed into it, and it squirted on my pants. I have a grease stain on one of my pairs of sweatpants to prove it. It is so disgusting. Now, before this particular instance, I had encountered this person twice to make me an omelet. The first time I wasn't really paying attention. The second time I told him stop putting so much oil into it, and he just ignored me. Now, this time, I walked into the dining hall, and then I saw him there. I'm like, do I risk it? And I eventually decided, okay, I'm just going to risk it, and hopefully the other person who's working there will make me an omelet. And of course, this person decided to take my order. Now he starts off pouring like the 5 times amount of oil into the pan, and I stop him. I say, hold the oil, that's too much oil already. He started saying that it was not a 5-star restaurant and implied that I was acting quote-unquote like a baby. I eventually just argued with him, and I just said, it's my omelet, these are made-to-order omelets, I say what goes in them, you take that oil out. And then he dumped the oil, and then he dumped it. And then I told him what I wanted it, and then he puts the ingredients in, then he goes to put the egg in, and then he takes more oil and squirts it into the egg mixture, and I said, no, I'm not paying for that, that's disgusting. And then he starts yelling at me like, I make good omelets, and this is good, and if you don't want it, you're not getting an omelet. I went in the little comment card, I explained the situation, and then I emailed, well, I Facebook messaged the dining services page explaining the situation in more detail. And then eventually I get a phone call from the manager, and she was so nice about it. She was so sweet. She just, like, I'm so sorry this happened. We're fixing everything. The employee will be dealt with. And they're also not using oil anymore. They're using this spray stuff. There's not even the potential for that problem anymore. And then she offers me, anytime I want to go in next time, I can call her on her personal phone and tell her to move me to the front of the line. And I notice how much I hate when people cut in front of me, and to take her up on that offer, even though they wronged me and it's like they need to pay me back in some way. At least she felt that way. I just don't feel like it would be ethical of me to call her up and take advantage of this offer that she offered me. So I just sit there in line, just annoyed that people are cutting in front of the line and they haven't been offered this kind of thing for any special reason besides, oh, Steve just likes them. And bottom line, I can't take her up on that offer because I don't want to make other people feel the same way that I feel when people are cutting in front of me for no obvious reason. I guess I will see you tomorrow. Yeah. Choose. And I'm just sitting there thinking, wow, I'm probably the only one in line thinking about the ethical implications of cutting in line. I'm a loser.